I was holding my fork when she said it, her voice light, playful, sharp enough to draw blood. "Well," she laughed, swirling her wine, "at least I didn't sleep with your father." The table went quiet for half a second. Then came the laughter, nervous, forced, polite. My father didn't look at me. He stared at his plate like it had suddenly learned how to judge him. I smiled, not because it was funny, because it was finally time. They thought I was cornered. They thought humiliation was the end of my story. It was just the opening scene. I used to believe loyalty was inherited, that if a man raised you, put food on the table, taught you how to shake hands and keep promises, he wouldn't be the one to break you. I used to believe love was safer when it came from history. My wife and I had history, a decade of it. Shared mornings, shared grief, shared jokes that only made sense to us. She knew how I took my coffee. I knew the scar on her knee and the story behind it. And my father, he was the man who taught me to spot a lie by watching someone's eyes. Irony is cruel like that. They didn't start as monsters. That's the part people never understand. They started as comfort. My father began stopping by more often when I traveled for work. He said he worried about her being alone. She said it was nice to have family close. I believed both of them. Why wouldn't I? Trust isn't blind, it's generous. The first crack wasn't a message, it was timing. She stopped answering my calls at night, said she was tired. He started calling me during the same hours, said he just felt like talking. Two voices filling the same silence. Then came the body language, the way she adjusted her clothes when he walked into the room, the way he suddenly knew her favorite wine. Still, I told myself I was paranoid, because believing the truth would mean dismantling everything that made me feel safe. The moment that broke me wasn't dramatic, no lipstick on collars, no moans through walls. It was a receipt. I was unpacking after a trip, emptying my pockets when I found it folded inside my jacket. A hotel receipt, local, dated 3 days before I got home. Same hotel my father always said was too expensive for nonsense. Same night my wife said she slept early. The room was booked under his name. 2 guests. I sat on the edge of the bed for a long time, long enough for the anger to cool into something sharper. Clarity. Pain makes people sloppy. I refused to be sloppy. I didn't confront them. I watched. I installed cameras, not in bedrooms, not where it was illegal, just entrances, just common areas, enough to track patterns. I cloned cloud backups. I logged phone records. I hired a private investigator who specialized in discretion, not drama. Every move they made wrote my revenge for me. They met every Thursday, same hotel, same room. They laughed in the lobby like teenagers who thought they were clever. I learned how long it takes for betrayal to become routine. 6 weeks. That's when guilt dies. I used that time well. I moved assets quietly, opened new accounts, adjusted beneficiaries, updated legal documents my father hadn't bothered to read when he signed them years ago, trusting me like I once trusted him. I documented everything. Dates, times, photos, audio. Not for rage, for precision. The dinner was her idea. She wanted friends there, family, witnesses. She wore red. He wore confidence. They sat too close. She wanted to embarrass me, to control the narrative before I could. That joke about my father wasn't accidental. It was a warning shot. A threat wrapped in humor. I let her finish her wine. Then I stood up. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't look angry. I looked prepared. "You're right," I said calmly. "Cheating is ugly." The table leaned in without realizing it. So is lying. My father finally looked at me. His eyes told me he knew. He just didn't know how much. I placed my phone on the table and pressed play. Audio first. Her voice, breathless, familiar, saying his name the way she used to say mine. Gasps, a dropped glass. Then photos, time-stamped, hotel lobby, elevator mirror, the two of them, hands tangled, unaware of how visible they'd become. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. "Don't," I said, softly. I turned to my father. "You taught me that a man should own his actions," I said, "so here's yours." I slid the documents across the table. Trust papers, property transfers, proof that everything he thought he controlled had already slipped from his hands. The color drained from his face. "And before anyone asks," I added, "yes, the footage is legally obtained. Yes, the lawyer's been paid. And yes, everyone who needs to know already does." Silence isn't empty. It's heavy. She was crying now, not out of remorse, out of fear. My father tried to speak. I didn't let him. "I don't need apologies," I said. "I needed truth. You chose lies, so I chose timing." I walked out while they were still frozen in their seats. By morning, the fallout had spread. Family divided, friends picked sides, stories twisted, but facts don't bend. She lost everything she tried to weaponize against me: reputation, security, control. He lost the respect he spent a lifetime pretending he deserved. As for me, I slept. For the first time in months, I slept without wondering what was happening behind my back. Betrayal teaches you something important. Not everyone deserves access to you. And silence, when used correctly, is louder than revenge screamed too early. I didn't destroy them in a fit of rage. I dismantled them with patience. And when it was over, I didn't feel empty. I felt free. They live with what they did. I live with what I learned. That's the difference between losing everything and walking away with your power intact.